Morgan Ortagus. Morgan, great to see you. Thanks for joining me this Saturday evening.
Thanks for having me. Great to see you.
Okay, so first off, your reaction about Lloyd Austin and Antony Blinken going to Kyiv tomorrow. What do you think will be accomplished?
Well, first of all, let me say these visits are incredibly difficult to plan. I did them with Mike Pompeo. We went into Iraq, we went into Afghanistan many times. And so there is a lot of security. It's still an active war zone. It's very dangerous. Obviously, as you mentioned in the intro, the situation has improved enough that they can actually make the visit. But listen, Zelensky is in for the fight of his life, the fight for his country, quite literally. And so I'm sure he's going to take all the aid and the help that he can get. But I hope that he is forthright with them in the fact that they have to know that deterrence failed. They have to know that they failed in getting the weapons to the Ukrainians that they needed before Russia invaded. And that's why we're in the situation that we are in today, where at least 20,000 civilians have been killed, according to the Ukrainian government, at least 200 children that we're aware of, children. So this is a devastating situation that didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
And what I hope Zelensky says to the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Defense is to stop ceding the battlefield to the Russians. I mean, they keep letting the Russians sort of be in control of the narrative in the battlefield. That's something that would have never happened in the Trump administration, and they certainly wouldn't have invaded in the Trump administration.
And Morgan, you make a point about, how complex this is to get them into the war zone, to get them there, that it's safe enough. We did see Boris Johnson, walking the streets, people that are a little bit closer in proximity to Ukraine, and the Baltic leaders did go to visit Zelensky before. He said today he's still hoping President Biden will travel to Ukraine. That is his hope. Of course, the White House repeatedly denied that Biden himself will go there. What is your thought? I mean, some people are criticizing our lack of leadership and our lack of, having Biden kind of be the leader here. But in a war zone, do you think that, I mean, Biden, frankly, hasn't even gone to our southern border.
Well, that's true. So typically for American presidents, when they go into a war zone, which plenty of them have, right? We've all seen the images on Christmas or Thanksgiving, when a president is feeding the troops, that sort of thing. They're always surprise visits. They're never announced in advance. So it's not surprising to me that the Biden White House isn't doing that. My question would be, what are you going to get out of it? Because the biggest problem with the Biden administration, in my opinion, is they talk very loudly. They talk bigly, very big, or bigly, I guess to use President Trump's word. But the stick is quite small, right? And so that's been the problem. For me, I don't really care whether Biden goes or not. What I care about is if he actually starts backing up his tough rhetoric with action. Now, no one thinks that American troops should be in Ukraine. I've never advocated for that. I don't think anyone wants that. But again, you get wars like these. You have Russia invading Ukraine because of weak presidents that dictators know that they can run over. That's how we're in this situation in the first place.
And the attacks continue. There was another one on Odessa earlier today, and stepped up attacks on that steel plant, which we are watching as well here at Newsmax. Morgan Ortagus, thanks for joining me this Saturday night. Appreciate your insight and your time.
Thank you so much.